Good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, aware of multiple hats, but all of it farm and garden related today.
Yeah.
Laurie Schotz joining us this morning. Good morning.
Hey,
how are you today?
Good morning. Good. You don't want to see my garden. I haven't been able to physically get out and weed. So with all the rain, like the weeds are 3 foot high, and if you look underneath there's peppers and tomatoes and cucumbers.
We'll call
growing.
them insulated.
Yeah,
they're being insulated.
Very insulated.
Well, this kind of might be maybe trigger a thing where, now that, getting down and doing all that's hard, maybe you have to, table gardens. Maybe you can build
I started a straw garden before I got injured, and so I've had some hip replacements. That's why I can't bend down. So I started a straw garden because I could just do it on top of the straw, but none of it took. And I followed the directions. I even bought the book. So we'll try that again next year
Round 2.
and see how, if that will do any better next year. But I had planted the garden before I knew I had to go in for surgery. So I never had these weeds that are this high last year. I mean, I had Bermuda grass, which you cannot get rid of.
No,
but
it's very hard.
Never did I have weeds like that. So I just kind of push them down and find what I need. And
hey, we'll call
and hope it doesn't rain anymore. I mean, I know we need the rain, but the more it rains, they grow 6 inches, right?
Sure.
The weeds do, not any of the plants.
Yeah, they get a drop of rainwater,
right.
and they jump a foot overnight.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
So, but that's okay. It's green. It's something green. That's unusual.
And that's a good thing.
In the desert.
Yeah, we won't complain about the rain. We won't. But maybe we can spread this out a little bit.
Yeah, the humidity. I have heard a lot of complaints about the humidity.
I
come from the Midwest. But I'll tell you, I'm done with the humidity completely. I thought, I guess I'm getting to be a desert rat.
You lose your tolerance. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in Maryland, in D.C. area.
Oh, yeah.
And anybody's better spent time in July there, humidity's like 102%. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, if it's like 60, 70% humidity here, I'm like, what is this? And I'm just complaining.
I had friends come, and we were at 102 during our 100 spell there.
Yeah.
And we went to the cherry festival, and they were like, it's 102 out, but as long as we can sit in the shade and have a slight breeze, it doesn't feel that hot.
Yeah.
If this was 102 in the Midwest, they're like, we would be boiling because of the humidity just dripping off of you and that heat.
That's my best explanation for people that aren't familiar with a lot of humidity. I say, here's the difference. Go find a tree. Here in New Mexico, you get under a tree for shade, it's actually 10 to 15 degrees cooler.
Right.
You go back east and get under a tree, it doesn't make a hill of difference. No. It just is hot and muggy and stinky and sticky.
And here my hair is in a ponytail, right? Because my hair goes in the humidity. So I'm like, okay, haven't seen that in a while.
Welcome to humidity. So, but for folks that don't know, you are a part of in Artesia. They have a community garden, and it's a really cool thing where it's basically gives an opportunity for people to come and grow their own vegetables, flowers, and things, and at a place where regardless if you live in an apartment or you live on a farm or whatever it is, there's a place for you to have your
backyard's just dirt,
or your backyard is
in there?
You can't grow anything, let alone you can grow scorpions.
Right.
But this is a place where you can come to, and of course it's a community. So hey, I don't know. And then you got someone, the green thumbs work with the not green thumbs to make everybody green thumbs. You know what I mean? That's kind of
and actually, I'm a member of the First Evangelical Presbyterian Church. Linda Vander Veen and I commute here to Roswell to work. And so we're like, how can we do community outreach in January? So we still had all the COVID stuff, right?
Okay.
I'm like, well, what has always been legal is a farmer's market.
Yeah.
So we got our ducks in a row, and you'll remember this, but I don't remember it, the helicopter pad. Okay.
Yes.
That's where it is.
Okay.
Next to the First Evangelical Church.
Got you. Okay.
We got permission from them to use it, and everything is
nice.
kosher. Yeah.
Cool.
So we've been planning since January. That's for the farmer's market, that we're talking about. But the community garden, which is on 10th across the street from St. Anthony's, we did a partnership with the farmer's market.
Gotcha.
So what we thought was we would invite people to come and garden like they do. We're not on the committee for the garden, for the community garden. That's Leah and Jenny and Jeff.
creating some vendors for them.
Right. So we went to Britain and Red and asked them for a small grant for families to come and bring kiddos or without. If you wanted to come just because your backyard has scorpions.
Sure.
And you got a box, and we went to Sun Country, which is now owned by Marty and Scott. And they gave us a great discount on plants. So we provided all the plants, all the digging utensils, bags for people. And they came out and we were able to assign them a box.
Okay.
And so we meet every fourth Sunday there.
Okay.
So it's not all the time, but exactly what you said happened, which is what we wanted to happen. We invited Big Brother, Big Sister. So they would come, they might call us and say, can you water this week and weed? Sure we can. So now partnerships and relationships are starting to be made in the garden.
Everyone's getting their vested interest in it,
Exactly.
and they're making it their own is what they're doing.
And so then the hope is that when they get to the point, as you know, in August and September, there's too many zucchini. Everyone gives you the zucchini.
There's only so many recipes that you can put a zucchini in.
Right. And they give you the squash and the tomatoes because they're all coming up, right? So we're hoping that then they will bring the produce over to the farmer's market.
Yeah.
So one feeds into the other. So every fourth Friday on a Sunday, we go at 9:00 and we talk about the fruit of the spirit and how, what we tie it all in with gardening. So that's and that's just our little bit of the community farmers market. There are other people there. But that's okay because, we make friends with the Girl Scouts and we make friends with I can't remember this. Saul.
Yeah.
Saul was at the garden and we made friends with Saul. And that was the point, was to get out of your house, get your hands dirty, and go back to community.
Put the community back in community.
Exactly. So we're really thrilled that we were allowed to do that and bring that to our community.
Sure.
And then we have the farmers market that started in May.
Okay.
It's
in Artesia.
In Artesia.
Yes.
So it's called the Community Farmers Market, and I always say in Artesia. We have tons of vendors from Carlsbad. Their farmers market's on Thursday, so it's easier for them to come.
Kind of works the circuit, so to speak.
And I'll tell you, we have had some Roswellians come as well because the farmers market for Main Street
will open this
on
week.
the county lawn will open this week. So make sure that you get your apps in. If you're a vendor, I know I've had 3 or 4 that have come to me because they've had produce and nowhere to go with it. And they've said, we won't be back because, of course, they want to be in their own hometown.
Sure.
So we're glad you could be with us when you were with us. So they'll be back at yours coming up this Saturday. And it's 7 to 11 on the I can't say that.
The Chaves County Courthouse lawn.
Thank you. It took me forever to learn evangelical. That was a really hard word for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of syllables in it.
So if you're in Roswell, but I'm actually here to tell you that once you come to the Roswell farmers market, which will be great, no doubt in my mind, farmers market is kind of a casual stroll. It's not like an event that you usually stay at.
Sure.
You get your stuff
It's a come and go kind of thing.
So come and go to Artesia because this Saturday we have ours from 8 to 11.
Okay.
We're having Family Fun Day.
Okay.
Meaning we will have 22 regular vendors. We have about 35 vendors that have come, but not all on the same day.
Got you.
So we're going to have at least 22 vendors that will be there that are with us all the time.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll have a live pony that we are going to paint.
All right.
Meaning the kiddos can stick their hands in water-soluble paint.
Okay.
And Dawn, you mix it together.
Okay.
And they on the
kind of like
horse.
the Native American painting of the horses and things.
So,
okay, cool.
And then she'll get a nice bath afterwards. So we have a pony. We have Bubbles chalk art. There's a craft table by Trinity Temple's going to come and do that. Balloons. Okay. We have a guitarist from Carlsbad actually coming.
Oh, nice.
We have cornhole game. We have a ball tossed into a basket like an old style.
So just
game
kind of
for
like a family picnicky get-together type thing. Yeah.
And there's a saloon girl and a cowboy cutout. You can come in and have your selfies taken with it. And we have the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts coming.
Cool.
So there's a lot of different things that are happening, and we just wanted to get the word out.
And that'll start at 8 a.m. on Saturday.
8 a.m. We have a face painter coming. He's actually from Roswell, I believe. We have homemade ice cream that qualifies for a farmer's market. She's been there the last 3 times, and she's sold out every time. So we're like, make sure you bring a lot. Because we're hoping that we have a lot of people coming to our family
I guess
fun.
it's homemade ice cream, and they come flocking. That's
gosh,
all the advertising you need.
And we have some artists that are going to be there with their artwork as well. We have several booths that are there all the time. But we have a printer that's there. Okay. I believe Paint With Us is going to be there. Okay. Painting Rocks is going to be there, so you can hide them. Bring them back to Roswell and hide them and see how far we can get them out.
Or create your own family fun backyard activities if you want. Yeah, certainly.
Bath bombs. We have all kinds of different vendors, just like y'all do.
Cool.
We have jewelry and cow heads that have bling on them.
Okay. So here's the move on Saturday. Since the market starts at 7 here in Roswell, get up early. Go get to the market here at 7, get you your produce, maybe grab a burrito, and then head on over to Artesia. So they're there a little after 8, and because don't speed. And then
the new 55 zone,
Yeah, exactly. Don't speed.
They put up permanent signs.
Yeah.
For something that's not permanent. I'm just saying, I don't trust that action. Don't trust it.
Feel like you're not giving us all the information here. But and that way you can come and then, spend the morning out there and doing it and then bring the kids, because I know kids after shopping, after about 2 booths, are going to be bored and tired. But now this one's got all kinds of stuff for the kids.
They can go and do it on their own. It's a lot of the activities are due on your own.
Yeah.
The chalk art is going to be taped out.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, we'll pull the painter's tape, and you can see it looks like a stained glass window.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And I'll just do it all the way down the sidewalk, make sure we have enough of
everybody
it.
gets their little corner of the globe to work on there, and then put it all together at the end. That's cool. Kind of like for you modern millennial kids, like online where they have I don't know if you've seen these where they do it like a big picture, and they give everybody like a couple of digital dots to put like their own little thing, and then it makes a big collage. This is the same thing, but actual physically in front of you. That's not something on a screen or digital. It's real world.
So at our farmers market, we run through September. It's every Saturday, May to 11.
Okay.
In August, we're doing health and business.
Okay.
Is our theme. I am hoping, I don't know if he's listening, but there is a chiropractor that I'm friends with that was going to chiropract the camel from Runyon's last year, but because of COVID, we had to cancel.
Things had to change.
So I'm hoping he'll come and just chiropract a horse so you can see a demonstration of how that is at Health and Business. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you ever, I've had a chance to talk to some of those folks, and there is a whole, like we all think of back problems with chiropractic work, and in the total wellness thing, there. I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. Your spine and your back is kind of the highway for everything to the body, and so there's people with many afflictions that aren't even back related, that are using chiropractic medicine to solve those issues.
Yeah, I've seen a horse be lame. They've looked at his hoof and his leg and his knee and his shoulder. Barrel horse, couldn't find a thing. What are we going to do? He's lame. I have to run on Saturday, and it's Monday. Chiropractor comes out, and his pole is out, and his shoulder's out, puts it back in, says, have him, just don't ride him for a day, and then you're good to go. And that same horse was not lame by Friday and won the barrel race.
Wow.
So you may think that it's some injury in the foot or the whatever, and it really wasn't. It was in his neck and in his shoulder, but that's where it manifested, was in that limp and the hoof. So,
and it's the same for humans too. So
actually, that is true. Although it was so funny, I always made sure my horses had chiropractic, but I'm not doing that. But then I did after
realize
a while.
The horse seems to be good. I don't know why I would not be.
Because horse can't have a placebo effect.
Well, horses
we can. So
despite what people think, I think humans are way more stubborn than horses. So
yes, that is true.
And we're a little thicker headed than some of our horses sometimes.
So if you are in the health industry or business, and so this is the way our motto is: make it, bake it, or grow it.
Okay.
If it falls into those 3, you qualify for every Saturday farmers market.
Yeah.
If you do not, such as Tupperware, damsels in defense,
your Sensies, those kinds of things. Yeah,
you can come to the health and business one because that's where you fit in. If you are a nonprofit and you like a booth on that day as well, that is the second Saturday in August. It is the 14th. We also had the Queen. I want to say of the Diamond Pageant.
Oh, yeah.
She's coming.
Okay.
Down to Artesia on August 14th for health and business.
Okay.
So, and then the last one we'll do in September, which falls on September 11th, is going to be a girlfriend's weekend. So you come on Friday night.
Okay.
We'll have things on Friday night for you to do.
Okay.
Saturday, your breakfast is included. You come over to the farmer's market. There'll be
nice.
discounts for you there.
It's like a girls' weekend.
Yeah, and then you go downtown and shop. We're hoping to partner with a restaurant for a box lunch where we'll hand out door prizes, big baskets of things that the merchants have given downtown and from the vendors. And then so you can be done, or you can stay around Artesia all day Saturday if you like, go to the aquatic center or do the walk or whatever.
Yeah.
But really after lunch, then, you're done. But you've had a full Friday and full Saturday of shopping, and it's in September because we're gearing up for the holidays.
Sure.
Got to get those special, unique things,
so
right?
get some pre-holiday shopping done, things like that.
And we're partnering with Best Western.
Okay.
So you want to, you'll get your room there. The price will be all inclusive. So you can just come, pay one price, and your lunch, your breakfast, and your room will all be included along with all the fun activities.
That might be a good gift to husbands, to your wives and things for a little weekend
getaway. Quiet Friday.
Yeah, you got to do September. That'll be prime football time, so you can get your football on while your wife and girlfriends go and have fun.
And go shopping.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what more do you want?
Smooth move. I like it.
You like that?
I like, and it's double edged because you think the guy's thinking, yeah, I'm doing all this great things for my wife, and really it's like it's quiet.
Right.
Where's my pants? Time. They're coming off. I'm sitting on this couch and doing nothing. So watching football all day.
So in July, just back on time. In July, we have Family Fun Day. That's this Saturday from 8 to 11 after you go down to the farmer's market here in Roswell for the grand opening. And again, we're going to have ponies, bubbles, chalk, I want to say musician, who will be playing. Like I said, we're pulling from Carlsbad and all over, not just Artesians are part of our group.
Pecos Valley thing.
Most of these things are free. Face painting, ice cream, if you get your greens or some artwork, that has obviously a cost to it. It's a vendor. So we just encourage you to come on down and see what we have to offer. 4th of July is over, so we're done with all that.
Yeah.
Breathe easy, so you can come down. And we're like, both of them are done at 11, right? So you still have the rest of the day.
Got the rest of the day
to do whatever it is you need to do.
And just a pro tip, and this is at any farmer's market or community garden. If your main goal is to get the fresh produce, the earlier the better. It's always because obviously people are like, I want these tomatoes or whatever it is, and so if you go. Like at the farmer's market here, if you're going to show up at 10 or 11, you might not have the selection that you have at 7 in the morning. So just
that is really true. We have a family that does. This is great. They just moved to town. They have their huge garden. Like I went slow to see what they had, and they had a scarecrow in there. She said at first when people were doing that, we weren't quite sure what they were doing. Going past our house, and we realized they're looking at our garden because it's right on the corner. She has 3 little boys. And before anything got green, she made them all bake on Friday. They have to sit at the table. They have to tell you how much it is, give you your total, give you your change. They say, thank you for coming. We hope you enjoy your brownie.
So they're using this like a lesson and everything. Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
So it's like farm to table now because she's got tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchinis. And so they will look at the adult. Because that's what I did last. I looked at her and she said, that's fine. Jacob, how much is ba-ba-dee-ba-da? How much is that? Then I said, I want to add the tomatoes. Okay, add the tomatoes. And they have to do it all. And if they are not sold out, they put their tent up in their front yard.
And finish out.
For the rest of the day.
And keep working, huh?
It is awesome. It is a great, that's what we want. That was the reason Linda and I started it, not only for the community to get out and get fresh air and have an event since we weren't sure what was going to happen with COVID. We wanted to do something so people could just get out and see each other because we just totally missed that. And like you said, and dig in the dirt instead of doing the dots on your computer, get out there and get on your sidewalks and see another kid, another family you haven't seen for a while.
Stop learning or talking about these things in theory and start actually doing these things.
So we were happy. We're happy we can bring it to the community. It's been a really great success. We've had it May and now June, and we've really done well with how many vendors and how many people come out. There's a steady flow all day long. Last week, I think we had the most participants. We try to count. And I don't know what our count was. It's been normally 150 to 175 people that attend. So I would say it was close to 200 last week in and out. So yeah,
that's great. That's
and we
great
have furniture made out of pallets. I mean, he also sells tomatoes. I mean, there's all this crossover.
It's
stuff.
a little adventure every time you go. It's it's unique stuff and different, and then but then again you have your staples too. If you're kind of like, well, I'm coming here for this. Well, there it is.
I've been waiting for our towel lady to come back because my girlfriends came from out of town and they used this towel at my house and I love it. And I'm like, Christmas gift. She's at my farmer's market. She hasn't been there, so. Linda, if you're listening, you're supposed to call her and tell her to come.
Gotta hunt it down. By the way, real quick while we're talking, if you want to become a vendor for the Roswell Main Street Farmers Market, the person you need to contact is Peggy. And you can reach her at 575-208-8238. Now, I don't know if you can get in on this week's. I don't know if they got it all laid out yet.
And I don't know if there's a deadline, but I know that it's happening.
Yeah.
They're meeting today at 12:30, the committee.
Absolutely.
So, give Peggy a number. She's got all the information and come on down to the Roswell
and
Market.
Their plan is to run every Saturday through at least October 9th.
Right.
That close date will float depending on crops. It generally it won't close before that date. Usually they kind of pick a date that they know, hey, we're safe to there. Mm-hmm. But if the crops are going well, the weather's cooperating, and they're like, I still got a bunch of produce, they'll run into November. There's been years where they'll go into November for some of these. So that's figure around the first part of October, but by no means is that a hard date, firm date that will float. But it'll be every Saturday, and I do want to remind kind of make the push. If you've never been out to the farmers markets or any of the community gardens or anything, there is a huge difference in getting your produce locally grown. Yeah. I'm not trying to say don't eat produce at grocery stores because eat all that, but it's a whole different experience. Mm-hmm. Okay, granted, the tomatoes and everything may not be the plump looking things you see at the store. Better. But I'll tell you this, the one that you got, the smaller one that is a darker or a different color is going to taste a heck of a lot better because it's the purest form of growing it. It's the seeds, it's the dirt, it's the soil, it's the water. It's not all the commercialized side where it's like a company's like, no, I ain't got time to grow a tomato plant. I got to grow 1 million tomato plants. So they're doing stuff to make sure they get the most output in volume. You're just like, hey, I just need some tomatoes to have. So you're not sacrificing some of the pure nutrients and ingredients and some of that tomato that you get that you grown yourself is going to be a healthier, tastier tomato than the one you buy at the store. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just the process of the way things are done. And so if you've not experienced that yourself before and you're like, wow, please come out to the farm and to any of these farmers markets. Go to all of them. Right. And pick up some corn, some squash, whatever, pick whatever you like. Pick a couple of it, take it home and do something with it. And I guarantee you're like, wow, this tastes way better than the tomatoes I got.
We have local honey at ours that she sells out almost every week.
And there's enough science now that they say if you're eating honey that's local to your area, it's way more beneficial to you than eating just like a national brand honey because there's more things in that honey that kind of nutrients and protect you and help you with things in this region.
Right, with allergies and different things.
It's a big difference on that. And I know people sound like, well, really? Like, no, this is call it God, call it science, call it whatever you want. God, they had a plan. They figured this out, and we're kind of bucking the plan. We just got to go back to the plan.
We even have freeze-dried vegetables at our farmer's market,
awesome,
which is pretty interesting. And then she puts ranch flavoring on it. She has great packaging, and she does it with fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of it before, but I'm telling you, I have bought 4 bags of it, so it's pretty good.
And I think that's something that we're seeing more and more people getting into is pickling and canning and things like that.
That's another big one at ours. We have a pickle.
Okay.
A pickle couple. And they're from
the Picklers.
The Picklers.
That'd be really funny if their last name was Pickler. That would be the most amazing thing.
But they have, garlic and hot, I want to say chow, but it's not corn. It's the vegetables that you pickle that are a little bit hot. But then they have the Reaper pepper pickle.
Oof.
Yeah, I like hot, but one drop. I'm like, wowza.
That's the masochistic at that level. Yeah.
The ghost pepper. It is. But they are close to being sold out almost every week for these pickles. My first week, I bought pickles for someone else. I want to clarify this, and myself. So I spent $75 on pickles.
But they're good.
But they're good. They're very good.
And again, it's way different than buying your Vlasics on the shelf there or whatever.
Exactly.
It's a different
and
taste.
they're always trying new things, you know. They always bring a new product.
Think of it like for you people that love like craft beers and craft. Think of that world and these pickling and all that stuff. They infuse the different spices, the different flavors, and you know, kind of like when you go to the store and you buy your bread and butter or garlic or whatever. They do this, but you know, it's way more personalized and way more.
And then Sun Country is there, and they have a booth as well.
Cool.
So if you can come out and see what they have, a lot of people obviously do buy from them there. But then they tell you we're open at the nursery as well. So if you don't see it here, they'll call over and see if they have it there, and they'll send you there. So we're just very happy to have them as part of our farmers market, and then the fact that they helped us out with the Written in Red grant. Is just great. The camaraderie between the Presbyterian Church and them has just been wonderful. So we're really thankful for that group of people we have a nursery in town, which we weren't sure if we were going to. So they bought it kind of right when spring started. So we're all like, yay. Oh no, what are we going to do? There's no nursery here. But it really has
for
worked
many
out,
years, Sun Country was the place in Artesia to get
and this
that.
Is called Sun Country Home and Garden.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but there's a little bit different than
when you first walk in, she has home items, and she will have furniture eventually and different things. So that will keep them going during the winter.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the regular garden center.
For folks that haven't spent time to kind of tootle around Artesia and walk around.
I like that word.
And,
tootle.
You know, if you get a chance, go hit some of the mom and pop shops, the specialty shops down there. Matter of fact, one of the places down there, we bought some spice rubs and things, and we had company this weekend. They're like, "Where did you get all that?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, down in Artesia and all that."
At Simply Bellows, did you get it there?
Well, I can't say the name of the products on the radio because they're not family friendly, but it's chicken. Well, we'll just say excrement. or bull excrement, and they're seasoned rubs, and they're great, and they sell them down there.
That's right on Main Street, so you'll find it. It's with K&K now. They're one store together.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so they're both together.
So experience some of that too while you come down. Come down and while you're there. And I'd say make a day of it this Saturday. Come, get there early, visit our first farmers market here downtown. You're probably going to see a lot of great stuff there. And then right after, make your way down to Artesia, bring the kids, let them, do all the artwork and the fun activities while you're kind of, shopping and perusing the booths and things and participate in these events. And then, if you're listening, like with the community, if you're wanting to say, you know what, I could do some of this stuff, talk to the vendors, talk to the people at the community garden, use those as sources because they all got tips. They'll all be like, yeah, you buy your seeds, but don't follow the package this way here. Do it this way. And then with our soil, it's really crazy. So you're going to need to add this or whatever. These are the people that go through our dirt and know specifically how to grow these vegetables in our region and what works and what doesn't work. And they're the people that talk to, and it's all trial and error. I mean, I guess you can do it yourself that way and trial and error, but it might be a few years before you've got some good squash or good whatever you're trying to pursue there. But
I mean, do you have a gentleman who makes the pallet furniture that's known for his tomatoes, and he has tried it all. He sent the soil out to be tested. I mean,
he's got way into it.
So, if you want to know about tomatoes, go talk to the furniture guy. He has his tomatoes on his furniture as he sits there, so you can see them.
He's easy to spot. He's not incognito with the tomato stuff.
No.
But again, 7 a.m. the farmer and garden market here in Roswell will get underway 7 till 11. Everything will get underway at 8 a.m. in Artesia.
Yes.
And that goes till what time?
11.
11 as well. So everything will be done by 11 there. But and then to kind of make it, I would say this summer, make that as a habit here, and kind of, I would say if you, especially if you got a big family, you could really make Saturday mornings your farmer market circuit, and you go and you can come here and go to Artesia, and I would even throw another, like if you're going that way and then doing some stuff and shop and have lunch, and then while you're heading back, maybe take the old Dexter Highway back and hit like Gray's Farm or some of those on the way back and pick up. And if you've never been like to the Grave store, I mean, you can get eggs, salsas, the fresh produce.
I was going to say, we've had eggs on and off, which I didn't know this about chickens, but they don't lay when it's hot.
No, really? I didn't know that either.
I had 4 egg people, and they kept not coming. And I was like, what is going on? It's too hot. We only got 4 eggs all week, right? But We did have duck eggs and chicken eggs last week, and she did really well. People are a little leery of duck eggs, I guess, and so the chicken went right away.
I've never had a duck egg, but I would be certainly open to eat one.
Just bigger and richer.
Yeah,
like if you make an egg, I've
had duck before,
egg.
and I like duck and all that. I've never had a duck egg and I'm one of those guys. I want a bucket list item for me is to try one of those big ostrich eggs. You know how they ever seen at a restaurant where they crack them and they serve like the eggs on like a pizza plate, and it's one ostrich egg.
Flintstones.
Yeah. I've seen restaurants and things on TV like Travel Channel.
Right.
So sometime in my life, I want to cook and eat, scramble an ostrich egg and eat it just to say I did it.
There you go.
But duck egg, I'd be down with that. I'd love to eat eggs.
So we did have chicken and duck last week. We usually always have chicken, not a lot of dozens, but just a few.
Okay.
So that's another hot commodity, so to say, at a farmer's market.
So if you have an AC chicken coop, are you still putting out eggs?
I have newsflash for you. Where I work, there's an IT gal that has AC in her chicken coop.
Yeah.
And yes, they do.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, all right, we're going to crank out eggs. Let's get the AC unit in there.
And she's got a camera in the coop so she can see, like, if they're in the coop roosting or not. I'm like, okay, that's way too intense for me.
Wow, that's advanced.
That is serious.
That's almost voyeuristic.
It's like, all right.
Whatever floats your boat.
That's right.
But cool. But if she's got eggs and no one else does, who's the fool now, huh? What's in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king? That's kind of right what we're going on here. But please come be a part of this. If you've never experienced this kind of stuff and you're kind of like, no, I just please get your family involved. Like you said, make like some of the stories you're talking about with some families doing it, making the kids
really cool.
Kind of run the business and learn all the aspects and knowing where your food comes from. I mean, this could be a great educational opportunity for your kids so they understand that your food doesn't come from the produce section at the grocery store. There's more of a chain than that, or it's like, where do you get? Well, it's aisle 2. They have the hot dogs right there. No. It's
fun to see the kids because you can see they're going, okay, that's $2, that's $3. What does that equal? But that's okay. That booth is always busy, but people are very patient in allowing the kids to do that.
And these are life schools that'll follow these children the rest of their lives. It's just the stuff you need to survive as a human in this world today.
That's right. That we don't usually get. Right? You don't usually learn how to balance your checkbook or any of that.
You're just automatically assumed to know it today now these days and day and age. And no, you've got to learn it.
Right.
And
they're going to be a step ahead of everyone else.
Parents, it's on us to do that. So do this. And I think it's great. Get them involved and who knows? Maybe they're not going to be the next Farmer Jones, but they might be something that a hobby or an interest they have the rest of their lives.
Well, they've learned math, so maybe they'll be really good at math.
Next thing you know,
be an accountant.
Next thing you know, they're going for the biggest pumpkin at the at the county fair here at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. So, Laurie, is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to share? Anything we just got sidetracked on?
Nope. I just want again to say that it is the First Evangelical Presbyterian Church that is hosting the event
in Artesia.
And it is from, you can set, if you want to be a vendor, you set up at 7. You don't have to pre-register. You can just come on down.
Okay.
And it starts from 8 to 11. And then, as you've been saying, Mike, make sure you come to the Roswell, which opens this weekend. They start at 7, so you can come here first and then come down to ours.
Yeah.
And we just would like to thank Sun Country for all of their help and Written in Red for all of their help. And I would like to thank my partner in crime, Linda Vanderveen. It's just been the two of us kind of getting it together. And we have a theme every month. So this month's theme is Family Fun. It's this coming Saturday. And in August, it is Health and Business. So if you qualify for that, give us a call. Yeah. And in September, it's Girlfriends Weekend, rearing you up for the holiday sales.
Actually, absolutely. And so come on out, be a part, and all of them, they're for everybody. So even when we get to Family Fun Weekend, the Ladies Weekend in September here, come out to the Farm and Garden, come out to support these things. And I think you're going to be to a point where you're going to want to have to go because you're going to get your produce, and it's like, man, I've been craving that corn all week or craving that squash all week, and then you're going to have to go just to get more produce.
And get it while it's fresh, because like you said, in the winter, we can't really get it around here. So, now's the time
and that's when you
to
start
get
talking to the canning and pickling people, and you're like saying, hey, I've got some of these fresh green chilies or whatever.
And it's not as hard to pickle or to, like last year I had so much zucchini I wanted to So they said just cut it up and freeze it the way it is. You don't have to do all this special stuff with it, which I didn't know.
And some people,
it was great.
Yeah, some people don't want to freeze things. They want to do more. I've watched enough of those Amish shows on like TLC and all that. They pickle and can everything. Meats to everything. They got a whole pantries full of things in jars and cans, and you're like, I don't know what that is, but they pickled it.
You can grow it, you can pickle it.
Exactly. Well, as always, appreciate the visit, and we'll see you here next time. And don't work too hard, and good luck with all.
I won't work too hard. Thank you. And just everyone come out and support local, whether it's Artesia, Roswell, Carlsbad, doesn't matter.
It's all supporting communities, and it's all about making our community better and providing resources and opportunities for everybody.
That's right, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am. We'll see you next time.
Yes, thank you.
All right, it is 9:50.